I heard this was the meeting ground. I heard this is a place where answers could be found, and he meets you there. I'd heard that this is prayer. As the red moon had yet to illuminate the horizon, this age-old, sacred, sometimes elusive meeting place is what we had our eyes on. A fabled group of soldiers converged on a covert operation. The air was tangibly thick with a mix of skepticism versus anticipation. This was a time for which they had all been waiting. The vision to venture once more into this meeting place. But then, to not stop. The mission was split into time slots. They joined forces around the clock. It wouldn't work, it couldn't, but then it happened. He showed up.
God is real. He's interested. He wants to talk back. And when we pray, it's like he invites us to join him. He invites us to make things better with him.
As we pray and we connect with him, he constantly brings us back to his own love. He brings us back to how much he loves us. He brings us back to his mercy.
God has a desire to meet with people wherever they're at.
God is big enough to reach the world.
Even with all the good works, all the good stuff, we'll never change it unless Jesus is at the center of it.
This glow that started dim at first began little by little to grow. And grow and grow and form and shape and adapt and flow, and it didn't take long to expand, and sure enough the whole thing was set to explode.
All over the world we see 24/7 communities are just changing lives.
24/7 is equipping people to meet God and follow God in that, and therefore changing the world.
It's not about huge spiritual giants, it's about people making themselves available.
Boiler Room communities are where we get together, do life centered on Jesus with other people.
We see a boiler room in Kansas,
in Macedonia,
in Bulgaria,
in Sweden, in Finland,
Switzerland,
Croatia, up through Germany.
We see this stuff happening all over the world just because one group of people decided they were going to pray for a month. Unflipping believable. God is genius.
The degree to which it would break out from being something that was about prayer to something that reaches out to the lowest places of brokenness and the highest places of political power. We never predicted all of that.
We are here to be a community of prayer, mission and justice in Ibiza.
We try to care for the physical, emotional and spiritual needs of the people that we meet.
They're 24/7, God knows what way they'd end up.
God is doing a lot of stuff that's standing out. Colchester is projected to be the fastest growing town area in the UK. It just seems like a real opportunity for God's kingdom.
Prayer is the basic foundation, the cornerstone.
The only thing that will change this place is prayer.
What if we really pray? What if we really settle down to it? What if we really commit to it? We find what God's really about.
On one hand, we're just a small bunch of people sharing a simple idea, but on the other hand, that idea is spreading everywhere.
Like wildfire it spread. It seemed to come from deep inside, and deep as it was called out to deep. And in that place at night would meet, and just like the ancient story that they'd all heard, it went from there to the very ends of the earth.
You know, people ask me, why do we need to change the world?
The world is a broken, fallen place.
I just see so many things in the world that aren't the way that they were ever intended to be.
We need to change the world because
there's so much brokenness, pain, people hurting.
The world has to change because it currently isn't glorifying Jesus.
We can change the world
by taking God seriously, asking him how he wants to change it, and then doing what he tells us to do.
By loving God more than you ever loved him before.
Dream big.
Get together with friends and pray.
And move in obedience to what we've heard.
There is no other way to change the world but one life at a time.
The vision, simple, same as it's always been. Some Middle Eastern carpenter hung on a tree. The very turning point of history.
The vision is Jesus.
Dangerously, obsessively,
undeniably.
Jesus, man! So we can add a whole lot of other stuff to that, but the vision is Jesus.
It's about unified communities of heart and mind, simply loving the people around. It's about time spent at the meeting ground.
Venga, podemos cambiar el mundo.
Come on, let's change the world. Come on, you guys, let's change the world.
It's about heart. It's about listening. It's about prayer. It's about mission. It's about Jesus. It always has been. It always will be. 24/7.
Come on guys, let's change the world.
Let's change the world.